Alright, getting back into Fallout and seeing where this is gonna go. We're telling the Commonwealth that the Institute is real, and then I can't remember what else, but some shit. We're gonna be saying something.
For years now, you have suspected that the Institute still exists, that we are among you. It's true. But it's not the whole truth. We are here, and we are here to help. Our superior technology represents the future of the Commonwealth. Today, we activate our nuclear reactor, ensuring that we will persevere long after the world above ground ceases to exist, ensuring that mankind has a future. We have no desire to interfere in the unimportant details of your...
I want to say personal freedoms because that sounds more like, you know, liberal and supportive of freedom. Daily lives feels like it's all encompassing. I feel like if I was in her shoes and I was gonna become the new leader of the thing, the institute, I'd be like personal freedoms. But then that means daily lives of all sorts. So I don't know. Any opinions? I didn't want to say we're your masters for a reason, Raz. I don't know if you're gonna give me a good fucking answer. This feels like the only choice that actually fucking matters for some reason. I mean, we are gonna get involved. Pathetic, pathetic existences. I mean, we were involved in their daily lives, so I'm gonna be honest and say personal freedoms.
Personal freedoms. We simply insist that you do not interfere with Institute operations. To do so would result in...
I mean, tragedy for all would feel like it's gonna separate us from them. Like, they would definitely take it out of context, so we're gonna go with unnecessary difficulties, but that kind of sounds cold. So I don't fucking know anymore again. Yeah, tragedy for all. Annihilation, of course. Of course the physicist in chat would say that, of course. And me, the psychologist slash, you know, social diplomat. Yeah, tragedy for all sounds a bit too political and epic and dramatic and terrifying, considering we could just say unnecessary
Unnecessary difficulties for all parties.
for
Rest
all
easy.
parties.
Know that the future is... looking bright, and that mankind will thrive under our guidance.
I like that. That was a good selection of options and choices. I think I did right.
Interesting. Perhaps not what we originally intended, but it will certainly get your point across. Now it's time to make sure that everyone hears it. How would you feel about making a little trip to Diamond City?
I mean, sure, but hey, you guys should have always been like this. I'm just saying, like, after you die, the Institute is going to be in better hands than just cold scientists looking at logical assessment of numbers and graphs, because people are human, and humans need humanity to, you know, assess humanity, or even, you know, complete it, or continue it, or communicate with it. Like, you can't just be fucking numbers and scientific on it. Robots never win in the equation of it.
I'll go if it's necessary.
It absolutely is. The radio station
I
in
would have
Diamond
said it is
City
necessary.
is listened to by many in the Commonwealth. If we'd like the people to hear what we have to say, it's the best way to reach them. Before we preempt their broadcast, we need to ensure it reaches the maximum range possible. I've been assured that the necessary parts are on site. You'll just need to install them to boost the broadcasting power. Report back when you're done. We should be ready by then.
mean, I'm the only one that actually, like, is known in Diamond City and also knows the person that plays the radio, and I'm the only person that goes upside anyway. I mean, Enrico went there, but he fucked up. And also I kinda offended Enrico as well with that, so let's just go. Make the most of it. Yes, my character refuses a lot of things because she's a fucking rebel. She's a kind-hearted, loving rebel, but she's a fucking rebel and she can shoot your head off from a mile away if she has to. Learned something new today because of Bellissimo. AI is an important tool for determining optimal control sequences that produce the most quality results possible for a quantum processor. It is from NVIDIA website. That is exactly it. I would have said it like that if I was a computer geek, or, you know, if I kind of stayed with my complicated speech that I had when I was younger. I feel like I've had a lot of like timeline shifts and changes, but it's weird coming back to this game because there's so many of them already as well. There's a few things that are different than what they were previously. I can't remember one of the things that I saw. It was not the same way or the same thing, but I saw something very minuscule and small, and I didn't mention it. The thing I'm currently seeing is this sign. It looks different. It was not bright yellow, I can tell you that much. It wasn't. It was different. It was different, and it had mostly the guy's name only.
Look, that armor's great. Don't get me wrong.
And I don't know if it had 2 guns or 1, but anyway. But yeah, that is quite something. I'm glad I was right on what I wanted to say with the quantum computing and AI thing, because I'm gonna be honest, most of when I read it was like it sunk in easier and more than it does these days. My brain's a bit more burnt out, and I honestly don't have the capacity to give a shit about a lot of things and to delve into them into detail, even if I care about them. So I would have assumed that I wasn't gonna be quite correct in how I relay that idea, but I'm glad at least something stuck from when I read it. And I didn't sound silly about it.
Work out. But that's fine.
Travis.
I haven't forgotten what you've done for me.
I guess I can just literally fucking use this thing and that's it.
Find those radio parts.
The radio thing with buttons, radio thing with dials, radio thing with tubes. Isn't that cute?
Okay, let's try
the radio
this.
Sounds better these days. I'm not
Maybe
getting nearly
this
as many
goes
complaints.
here.
No, I don't think so.
All right, in you go.
Well, girlfriend going to be angry with you? I don't think so. I don't think so.
How are you?
I like how such a different person you've become. You're more real than who you are. One of my readings recently on YouTube kinda could use you as an example. I'm not gonna lie, man. Anyway, I don't think she is. I think she's liking the time off, and I took Nicky Boy with me because 1, he's a synth, but 2, I also thought I would be gathering the tapes with him, and sadly, I'm not. He looks so fucking creepy in the suit, though, without the head. Yeah, I kind of wanted the synth around. I go back home to her, you know. We chat, we hang out, we snuggle.
Oh, hey. How are you?
So, what the fuck? Speak with father. Okay, so I guess like I repaired his fucking radio part thing and put the tape in, so it's just gonna be playing. I guess that's the way it's working. I guess that's what it is. Oops. Are you living with her? Well, she's in Sanctuary. She doesn't go back to her little sister in Diamond City. We figured that out ages ago. I don't know. She just basically like moved with me across the Commonwealth, moved into Sanctuary after becoming my follower and just gave up on her little sister. That's what it looks like, honestly. That's what happened with her.
I knew Dr. Higgs was dissatisfied.
That's what happened with
I
her.
didn't think he would go this far.
Yeah, even his face looks different. I don't know. Oh, yeah, there we go. No, I mentioned it. I said these things weren't here before. That's what I said. I'm like, I don't know if I was like blind playing with tunnel vision. It feels like it's not just returning to a game that I don't really remember as much. It's like coming back and seeing a part of like my player choices or how I played as being a whole different person, and now coming back, you know, I'm a whole different person. But I don't remember these on here. The sign that dude had above his thing was different, and I've had some really wacky fucking Mandela effects, like Ed and Lorraine Warren. Ed didn't look like he does. Lorraine didn't look as much like she does. She's a bit different than how she looked previously. So yeah, timeline switch-wise, I just didn't ever expect the game to have timeline Mandela effects. Like, that's really weird to me. I've never had a game have Mandela effects. Maybe I have when I played certain games. I can't remember, though. And I would have put it down to me playing a game when I was a kid compared to when I'm, like, a grown-up, you know? But they didn't obviously look and seem and feel like Mandela effects. I'm gonna be honest. This is the first time I came back to a game and was like, what the fuck is occurring? What the actual F? What the F? I'm having Mandela effects in Fallout 4. We're not even that big on the game, honestly. I have a lot of freaking comments about how they could have done it better, but
Sounds like things are pretty bad.
where is he? I keep like I should have an easier time of remembering him and where he is. I'm just gonna be okay, remembering it's the green one now. Cause I looked up in the balcony and it was like his head, like not his head. What do you call it? His bed head. His bed was here. His weird ass bed. Is he not here? Father? Son? Why do I keep calling you fucking father when you're not even? Are you here? No, you're not. Where the fuck is he? Well, he should be here. Okay, he is not here. Let me see if your girlfriend looks different. I'm pretty sure Piper's the same. I'm pretty sure she's the same. It was really weird with Ed and Lorraine Warren, because, like, I remember Ed being this slim-ass guy that, had a real wrinkly face, and, like, an old school, like, whatever. How do you describe it? Old school, like, suave face from that age, like, from, you know, 70s, 80s, 60s, whatever. But his face, he's not even the same person. He's like this balding, full person. I don't want to say fat guy, but if you had to be kind of like rude, a slight bit and whatever, he was literally like that. And Lorraine, she's more or less the same, but her eyes are a little bit further apart. And her face is differently, like, it's the same face, it's just, it's not as sharp. It's a bit more wide, It's still kind of sharp though, and her eyes are kind of like, but her eyes were sharper and her face was like thinner. It and I tried looking through the photos. I'm like, there were so many photos, none of them exist. I thought, like, what if I just misremember and maybe, I don't fucking know, like, that was an acquaintance of her of some sort, right? Nope. Didn't even find that. And I would have not believed that anyway. I would have been like, no, it was not a fucking acquaintance. But if it would showed up as a person, I would have like still accepted it, you know? Nope. Noopity nope nope nope. There's some other really crazy timeline shifts that have happened, but I can't remember. That one was the one that freaked me out the most because I was watching a podcast and I'm like, who is that? They show a photo of them and I'm like, who is that? Why do they keep showing this like dude with her? Like that's Lorraine, but that's not Ed, right? And it's like, nope, it is. And I'm like, excuse me? What? So nice to see Fallout 4 also has changed besides some other things. Besides some other political stuff, most likely, possibly. Anyway, anywho, anyhow. So you're gonna finally talk to me about this abandoned whole freaking entire part of the institute of the place?
I suppose congratulations are in order.
I know you'll honor Father's legacy when you're the director.
Well, first of all, I'm gonna blanket you and protect you because I like your thinking about since being like
All this
conscious.
advanced technology, and we still can't cure the common cold.
Isn't the whole idea behind the common cold kind of a myth? So weird. It's a term that's coined as like a disease, and it's not really even a bacterial disease, or not the same. It doesn't work the same way that most people have interpreted.
It's done then? The transmitter has been modified.
I'm all set, but what about the reactor?
The initial round of tests is finished. All readings are nominal, so yes, I think we're ready. I'll let you do the honors. This, my friends, is the moment we've all worked towards. After all your effort, the time has finally come to start our reactor. No longer will we be forced to compromise to survive. No more will we need worry about outpacing our resources. My mother and I couldn't be more proud of what you have helped us accomplish. And we look forward to achieving even greater things in the future. The Institute is now truly mankind's best hope. Thank you. All of you.
You're not gonna even... The nerve of that man? Are you fucking with me? You aren't even gonna stay to watch? Or chill out with us? Anyway, that's fine. I just need to really, like, take off a crystal I have because it doesn't feel good anymore. It's done its job for today, but, you have jumped to a different timeline. Of course the universe is going to gaslight you. I mean, it has to. I really like when it happens because I've had experiences and shifts and differences that most people wouldn't believe, but in my life in general, I've had more weird, magical, unexplainable events happen that would just not compute in other people's brains, let alone, like, they just wouldn't believe me if I told them about them. I've tried telling some friends about some of them, and they always look at me like I'm either crazy or I know you well enough to know you're not lying, but I don't believe you in a way that it is not possible what you're talking about. So anyway, come back soon. Also, I would like to light a candle. a candle. Raz, I have a question for you. If I eat canned fruit, right? Like a fruit cocktail, but obviously from a can, does it have no nutrition whatsoever and is just sucrose, like sugar and whatever, basically? Or does it have remnants of some type of like nutritional value or vitamins from the fruits? Okie dokie, artichoke. Asking Google. Oh, thank you. Because I was checking the can and it has no nutritional vitamin value, and I'm like, really? If you can fruit, it doesn't have any of its like vitamins or whatever? Why did I come back to? You missed a whole conversation about quantum computing, mate. Quantum computing, fandom realities and theories being real, what they were, and you know the creators confirming it afterwards, but that being a thing like way back between 2000s and 2010. I think some of it you might be interested in, but I just won't repeat it. And now in the game, we are actually going into the reactor, and I already spoke. I already spoke to the Commonwealth telling them that the Institute is real, and I made it as diplomatic and humanly supportive and humane as possible. So, yeah. Hope you're alright. Lovely to have you. So that's it?
Perhaps
really?
someday our sins can reclaim the Commonwealth.
I was like, is it gonna have any
Let your
other thing?
surroundings be a reminder of what science and willpower can accomplish.
Okay, fair enough. That's it. That's it. Okay. I mean, it looks pretty. I'll admit that. Huh. Tin and frozen fruit veg can be just as healthy as fresh, and roughly the same quantity counts as a portion towards your 5 a day. That's why I bought it, because I don't like fruit, and I'm like, fuck it, I'll try and have a can of goddamn, like, fruit cocktail and try and have it be the
After all
count.
those years of hard work, here we are. We've arrived. Look what you've made possible.
Now that the reactor works, what's next for the Institute?
We'll get to that. There's more work to be done before the Institute's future is guaranteed. The Directorate has convened a meeting about how to proceed. I'm not going to attend. You should be there as Director.
Aww, you're putting your lab coat on the thing, aren't you? I'm sorry, I'm looking at his lab coat now, and now I'm looking at the texture and being like, it didn't have the textures it has right now. It's upsetting my brain. I don't know, maybe I just started seeing more detail. I mean, that's how it feels every time you see Mandela Effect. It looks like that was always there, but then the question you have is like, why didn't you see it? Like, I saw this texture, but his coat, it was kind of like a tux coat. It wasn't stitched the same way. Anyway, sorry, my brain's going through a whole fucking thing because there's so many little differences in the goddamn game, and it's not gonna make the same sense for people who are watching the YouTube Let's Play. They'll think I'm fucking insane for saying all of this shit, but I fucking swear, considering how timelines work, like, you switch to a different timeline and it's always been that way, but you've been through different timelines and that's why you can see the differences. You literally sometimes can have a week where you switch between one timeline and another and you see that thing go the way it was and then disappear and go the way it was and disappear, and then you really kind of just stop and shut up and you stop doubting yourself. But I'm gonna be wording and voicing it either way because it's like, it's, if you've ever had a Mandela effect, you know how it feels. You know why I'm saying it out loud, because it just makes it easier for you to process and compute it and ground it and just accept the fucking reality of it. So yeah. But I'm glad I got fruit, and I'm gonna be okay with it being, you know, the same thing as like original fruit or whatever. I was questioning how long I can have it out for. I think I need to open it and finish it right away because fruit doesn't go well with oxidation whatsoever. And most of the time, like, cans do tell you like consume in 24 hours or 48 hours, or, you know, ketchup, mayonnaise, whatever tells you like consume within this period after opening it. And if you don't, you might just have like spoiling top and okay bottom, and you can still get away with some of it in some cases, but a lot of the time it's better to just consume it afterwards. Not afterwards, like before the date, and that can does not say the point that like you should consume it right now or whatever. But in terms of sugar count, it does seem like it's actually the same, but it is in syrup. So, you know, syrup might have added some sugar to it, or is a sugar syrup, so yeah.
If you encounter a hazardous chemical spill, please alert the facilities division immediately.
Oh well. I think all of them are gonna be like, what the fuck?
We're looking forward to genetically engineered crops.
If I press that, I'm gonna be able to just talk that way? Okay, fair enough. I don't like fruit to begin with, and I kinda like, I don't know why I wanted that can of like fruit cocktail. I just decided I wanted to check it out and see. Yeah, I just wanted to decide to just check it and see, and I was curious on the experience of that, and I don't know, my brain was having a weird day. I was thinking of how to have like that drained of the syrup and use the fruit cocktail for like Greek yogurt, and Greek yogurt has nothing. It's just basically like protein. So, I don't know. Don't ask me. I don't like fruit. I was trying to figure out how to have more sugar and fruit. And also, currently, the vegetables around in like the shop that I buy stuff from, and the fruit isn't really quality, not quality for me. I was on a like in it on a day where it was kind of mostly half spoiling or just not good enough. Like, I wasn't gonna be happy eating it anyway. I was gonna leave it and then throw it away. Because if I don't like it, it has to be pristine. I'm just not gonna eat it. Did she patronize me? She is the type to patronize me. I know she's a bitch. And I don't really want to be positive. Like, I know these people. I'm just gonna, like, say, get to business, get it over and done with, and also not, like let any of them
Let's
put
just
me
get
down.
to business. Yes, of course.
Right now, we're all here because it's finally time to stand up for ourselves.
Let's not be dramatic, Justin.
There's nothing dramatic about it. We're in a position to push back, to assert ourselves here. That's what we've talked about all along.
To bring you up to speed, obviously there are groups in the Commonwealth that stand in opposition to the Institute's goals. With the reactor now online, we have the ability to not only expand synth production, but to project power to a much greater degree.
Where are you going with this? What's the Institute's goal?
Well, the Directorate has agreed that steps must be taken to ensure our safety in the long run.
Let's not beat around the bush. The Directorate has agreed that the Brotherhood of Steel needs to be eliminated.
As the incoming director, we felt it important to inform you of the decision and get your thoughts on it. So, where do you stand?
I mean, I hate the fucking Brotherhood of Steel. I will agree with you on the point that they're a danger and a menace. If we wage war, it doesn't help, but they won't stop until they find us anyway, so this is kind of a tough decision. Wait and see is not an answer, and I'm a pacifist saying that. Minimize the violence?
If this has to happen, we keep the violence to a minimum. We're not out to destroy the Commonwealth.
Of course. It was never the intention to cause more harm than is necessary. As director, it's up to you and how we focus our efforts in achieving this goal. We'd like your input on what direction we should take. Do we increase synth production or focus on weapons development?
I mean, we could. The best thing would be to have like self-repairing synths, and then improve on the weapons we have. I honestly would want to save weapon development, but results just sounds like an actual inquiry on the statistics we have, so we can actually make a proper fucking choice going forward. But the roleplay decision conversation bits of this whole game is just fucking crap. I know that every single conversation is a dead end. After you answer it, it doesn't expand on the question you asked. Instead, it redirects you to the following, like, branch of, like, or the tree of conversation. So I'm just gonna instantly answer the thing that I'm thinking about, which is weapon development. Because if we have better weapons, it doesn't matter the types of synths we have, right? Slash results, maybe? I don't fucking know. God damn it, game. Why do you not give me good conversational fucking points, man? Fuck it.
What would the results of this choice be? I'd like to make a well-informed decision.
Wow, the one time it's
if we increase
the
synth
way it
production,
is.
we'd be able to deploy more of them to the Commonwealth to aid in our operations. Weapon development would improve the weapons we have available to us now, making our synths more effective in the field. Which would you prefer we focus on?
It actually happened. Strength in numbers, strength in equipment. That is true. I was thinking of it more so like StarCraft right away. It was like, well, if we have more, we can throw more at them, and they have an army. They have so many people and members, right? That it's kind of like we need to outnumber them to overrun them, just like in RTS games like Warcraft, StarCraft, and the rest. And you need to be doing that ahead of the time of your enemy, so I'm actually gonna go with Tomsky's answer. So yeah, I appreciate the contribution and options, and Raz would literally be just an evil scientist genius being like, total annihilation, we shall destroy you, do not get in our way. And like talking to the directive, you're like, surprise me! Motherfucker. But I'm gonna agree with Tomsky.
Synths are the Institute's greatest strength. The more we have, the better off we are.
Well said. I'll see that the necessary steps are taken. That's all we have for the moment. I believe Father wished to speak with you once our meeting concluded.
Being the director of the Institute is a serious commitment. I hope you understand that.
I hope you understand that you're not meant to be in this, like, seat for a fucking reason, and you should not argue with the directive of Father. Because he is smarter than all of you, and I'm not just saying that because my character is related to him. I mean, it is super fucking weird that he just put everything onto me. That I guess he put everything in place to see if I am... Are you a midget or are you a kid? No, you're a kid, obviously. You just kind of look like a midget. Yeah, it's still really weird that he barely knew me. He put me through some psychological and other tests, and then he just gave me the whole directive. Like he gave all this whole entire future to me. I kind of question a lot of the times like what the fuck was going through his mind. I'm not gonna lie. His decision to make me in charge is still very much questionable.
Holding our food supply hostage. Higgs and Loken are delusional if they think that's going to work.
What? Do you have enough food for everyone? Why you bitching? I mean, the point that needs to happen here is quite something, but you know, it is what it is. Also, the point that you have like proper lighting here and you never need to go up is still surprising to me. Like so much so you have photosynthesis happening here is just fucking great. I'm just gonna be honest. Okay, it's glitching. Yeah, okay, so he's in the old sector. Yeah, I agree with Tomsky on a lot of it. Like, it is basically just like sugars, right? Fruit is just basically mostly sugars, but it is needed and essential sugars. And a banana, if it's ripe.
I assume they made their intentions known? It was difficult for them to reach the decision to engage in open hostility. What about you? You agree with their decision?
They seemed like they were very much happy to go with fucking war. I like that they weren't as power hungry and war hungry as like the Brotherhood. That's a good fucking thing.
How long has this been coming? When did they decide on this course of action?
The arrival of the Brotherhood's airship was the final straw, really. There's just too much at stake. You can't afford to lose it all.
You know, Mother, it's no secret that you worked with the Railroad in order to first reach the Institute.
The depth of your involvement with them has been called into question repeatedly. I'm sure you can guess by whom. The question is, where do you stand with them now? Do you count them amongst your allies?
Does it even matter? What are you getting at?
I think it's obvious. For the Institute's position in the Commonwealth to be secure, the Railroad must be eliminated. Completely. As our primary above-ground operative and someone who has had previous contact with the Railroad, you are in the best position to carry this out. So what I'm getting at, simply, is this. Are you willing to destroy them?
Wait, we only spoke about the fucking goddamn Brotherhood. We didn't talk about goddamn frickin' Railroad. You didn't say shit about those people. I want to be like, is it
really necessary?
I'm afraid it is. I take no pleasure in it, but it must be done for the sake of everyone in the Institute. And it must be done now. Are you willing?
I'm sorry,
There
I'm gonna...
has to be another solution here. Something less violent.
I'm afraid the time for hesitation has passed. We must act decisively, and we must act now. Will you do it?
That's bullshit! I'm sorry, but it's bullshit. I mean, I'm gonna agree with the point that the Railroad is the only real threat we have. They can figure out how to, like, twirl in here. They're the only one that can actually hack synths somehow. I don't want to kill them, though. I want to leave them alive just in case they need to stay alive, I guess. Like, there's so many good examples of, like, good synths that have escaped and become part of society. I mean, some of them became literal bandits, but they were human consciousness imagined, you know? It's not real, but they kind of have real lives. I don't know what the fuck to choose here. I will take either yay or nay from chat, honestly. I don't want to make some of these decisions, I'm gonna be honest. Father's mama, grandma. I mean, am I grandma? I don't feel like I'm a grandma. Like, Institute guns are pretty crappy to begin with. Give me more bodies to throw in on the front line. Arm them with sticks for all I care. See, for me, it would be like have more specialized weapons to do more damage. But if we don't have the body count to begin with, then we are going to be overrun with the amount that they have anyway. Although, if you have a specialized force with like good weapons, it doesn't matter. You will be fine if you have a fortified position and you have a strategy that works. I know that from history. From history, like if you have a fortress in a good position and you have more talented fighters, then it doesn't matter. You know, even with shitty um, armor and weapons, you're going to like win in the long run. But I agree in terms of like we can't fight an army without an army. We need an army. And they have weapons that they have, but we are already more advanced than they are. So the weapon side is like here and there as long as we have the you know amount of people or beings or synths fighting that we do. They need a R&D department for guns then. Hey, we became a nepo mama. I mean, I guess I am a grandma in this universe now. Police might have heard that if you freeze bananas, they taste like ice cream. I haven't tried it, but maybe you can try and see if you like it. I doubt it. I like fresh bananas that are almost basically green, like not completely green. I'm gonna be honest. If they're that firm, it's like not nice. They kind of taste like squishy chalk, and kind of the texture is that way. But very ripe bananas are just sucrose, and like that's it. They're just sugar and super. They're like a paste basically, and I don't like that either. So yeah, Nepo Mama with the sugar sun. Oh God, guys, where are you going? Not gonna lie, my first playthrough I said it was the railroad. Okay, you said
I
no.
won't do that to them.
Even knowing that they would kill all of us, you included, to get what they want. I'm sorry, but consider this an order. It must be done. I'll expect a report when they've been eliminated.
You put me as the director! I thought we were already aware that I was gonna be the fucking goddamn fucking leader of this shit. What the fuck? What the fuck? I just noticed another thing that I haven't noticed before, but I can't remember. It was in the middle of the conversation with them. That was just weird that I haven't noticed before, but we're gonna. Oh! There's no interruption of you waiting a long time. Like, I don't know if that was with the patch or update or whatever, but there was this annoying thing if you waited, that you would keep hearing conversation happening of the person, like, hurrying you up, like, hey, are you blind or are you still there? Like, what are you gonna say? What are you gonna say? What are you gonna say? And it just keeps on going that way. It's the most freaking annoying bullshit thing ever, I'm gonna be honest. And thank God they patched that up or updated it so you don't hear them telling you something while you're idling and trying to make up your mind and they're hurrying you up. Like the NPCs are just saying like, are you asleep? Why have you shut up? Is everything okay? Da, 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 da. If you have a short finish man with the stock Mosin negate without scope, Nagant, sorry. That's one way. I mean, that's one way to fight a war, but honestly, like, basic guns can do the job. Hi, Nikki boy, you look creepy with all of that. And it's true, most, like, even if they have power armor, right? It's like most, there's a lot of them that are just medic scouts and scholars in the field, so if you just have a bullet that can pierce through a skull, you're good enough, right? It's the power armor that would be an issue then, but then our synths are more powerful than people in power armor to begin with, right? So we're alright. We're okay. Like, it's all good in the hood. So tell me you're dead, right? Think fuck you're dead. I don't want to fucking be dealing with y'all. The fuck? Oh, it's a nuclear freaking thunderstorm again.